His armor is relatively low, but looks like he's going to match up against Monkey King, so as long as they keep control of sentries, he should be able to just hide under Sandstorm and get his levels.
All right, well, not the most common thing that we see over in the mid lane, right, with the Earth Spirit versus the Puck.
Yeah, it isn't. It's not uncommon for Topson to do this. It's just been a while since they did it regularly. But basically, you get lots of levels, and your early fights and engagements end up being pretty effective. So, top lane is going to be Alchemist versus the Nature's Prophet and Lone Druid. A lot of summons to run at Alchemist and deal damage there so far, but they've done a good job on OG side to reflect all the damage back towards their opponents.
Yeah, it feels like qojqva definitely is going to have to some of that region there. Took a decent chunk of damage. And then the bottom lane, and we're also seeing that No Tail was just running nonstop over at Taiga. Not much that he could really do with having that Bramble Maze level 1. So.
Yep. He's got boots of speed as well, so burning regen away from Dark Willow is really effective.
Boy, top lane.
For some dive here. Oh, he gets him.
He does manage to actually be right next on qojqva, though. Be all right.
Yeah, so going for the stun at level 2. He is going to have mana issues as a result of this, but it gives you a slightly better chance to get a kill, which is obviously good, and there's no more regen left in this lane for the Liquid side, so they could get a kill maybe. We'll see.
Well, they'll turn back around here on the bottom lane, though, trying to get the Jingu off, and one will get it. Courier, in the meanwhile, does get taken down by iNSaNiA. Little skirmishes breaking out all over the map here.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of high action for sure. The one lane maybe I don't expect to kill is, I don't think Earth Spirit can kill Puck probably, but maybe Puck can kill Earth Spirit, but the other lanes are just constantly going to be fighting. If they don't zone out Alchemist a bit, he's going to pick up Weevil's Greed, he's going to start accelerating his farm. He's queued up Bracer and Urn, very similar to what we saw 3-3 go. He went, I believe, Urn into AFK jungling. I don't remember if he got the Bracer or not, but yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on Seb does this game.
I mean, you say that the Earth Spirit shouldn't get a kill on Puck, but I mean, it is Topson. He's kind of the person to go and run this mid.
Yeah. I mean, if it happens, it's going to be like they're both almost killing each other and Topson ekes out a win, I feel like. But if, it's not like he can out-harass Puck here, Like, Puck has escape opportunities, and yeah, Topson can chase, but I just feel like Puck should be able to get out of this danger most of the But with his quick levels, and we'll see his impact start to be really big, especially against when he somebody like Lone Druid early on. Get on top of him, do a ton of magic damage, and possibly get those pickoffs really easy.
Yeah, and I think we'll start to see a lot more action coming out once the 4-minute runes appear. Usually you'll see the supports making their rotations, making sure to go and secure that for the mid, or just take it off the map. So that can really turn the tide.
Another little fight at the bottom.
Yeah.
Damage here.
He looks fine, though. I mean, he's got a low Taiga in one case. I mean, that's the stop, though, but that's still going to be first blast in the top lane. They plays over here on the Saksa. He'll be the next one to go down. And iNSaNiA's going to have to trade a couple hits here with Seth, but when he's got his minions, his little tree babies there, going to be a little bit harder for Seth.
Alchemist hasn't skilled Weevil's Greed yet, which is fine. I mean, he's going to be able to trade better. With this many summons, you really don't need better Acid Spray, just deal more damage, lower the minus armor, that kind of thing. But yeah, there goes 2 mangoes he brought himself and an Urn of Shadows that help offset some of the mana issues. And if he's not like consistently last hitting enemies, skipping Weevil's Greed is really no deal.
And we had a bottle refill over mid lane. Nice service there for Mr. Topson. But bottom lane still just trading back and forth here with mid 1. Again, he loves being super aggressive early, and this is definitely a good combination for you to make things happen. The roll forward, though, Topson happily will grab himself a regen rune. Add there.
The really nice thing about the Earth Spirit for sure. It's very Quaff-like, Puck-like too, really, that you have a mobility skill. It's make it easier for you to arrive late to snag those runes. One interesting thing, Boxi didn't end up going Sandstorm at all, but No Tail came to lane with 2 sentries. He knew the game here. If he goes for Sandstorm, they would be able to help contest those, and as a result, he's going for Caustic Finale instead to try to be a little bit better at bad lane and offset the fact that they're
top lane, yeah, iNSaNiA is taking a bath over here with all of that lovely acid on the ground, but Seth also needing to be a little bit careful. qojqva pushed back now by Saksa.
That wasn't bad, actually. It looked pretty good there for Liquid. But when qojqva ran into the acid spray, he started having a lot of trouble. He's got really low armor on Lone Druid, actually.
They're trying to hide here in the trees. They're looking to see if they can find them. qojqva sitting very low. They top out the stable. And down he goes.
We're in charges now. He's got to be careful. If he fights too much, he could definitely die here. But acid's be used. It's going to grab the next creep wave while they're waiting for Lone Druid to respawn. And so far, so good in this dual lane. yeah, they're doing a solid job against these two heroes, surprisingly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bounty runes. Couple still left on the map. Those are good. Here, you can see that the rotation over in that bottom lane to go and pick up those bounty runes did allow the Sand King to be a little bit more aggressive. Did get to that point. And
Radiant's
trying to put a little
bottom tower is
pressure,
under attack.
knowing that No-Tail wasn't there with us.
So interesting development here for the Alchemist offlane. He went bottle after Urn to help offset his major mana issues. This is a decent solution. Urn alone is going to make it hard to spam stun and acid spray consistently, but now we spent a lot of gold on these two items because if you don't have your spells to cast, your hero is really bad at fighting compared to other ones.
But a little bit of a skirmish coming out here in the bottom lane. They'll go to use the Dream Coil. miCKe trying to just run away, honestly, as Topson drops that ultimate. Clicks over here onto No-Tail. They've already used that aphotic shield over onto Topson to keep him alive. So No-Tail is going to go down. Is Topson going to make it out, though? Because iNSaNiA also making his own rotation. But like you said, he can roll on out Autobots, and he's got himself now a double damage rune. So unfortunately, No-Tail goes down during that engagement, and they force out the teleport from the side of Liquid. So a little bit more breathing room there.
You're not getting what you came for.
Going pretty good for OG so far. I mean, it's not that weird for Abaddon to rotate off when miCKe has a lane advantage here. Against the Sand King, he's also got a sentry ready to go. They got passed over, and he does get full potential here. Now some pressure.
That's it's a little far here, but get backed up. It's gonna take a decent amount of damage, although he does have that acid spray, and he's got his level 6, so he's more than happy to turn back around and start hitting literally everything.
So this is basically what determines heavily whether or not offlane output works, is whether or not you are going even or winning the lane. And the fact that he's ahead now is massive, because now it's very difficult for his opponents to zone him from the lane, and he gets to sit in the lane and continue to get last hits. And every other offlane Alchemist we saw, the Alchemist got outlaned and were forced to go back to jungle, which is where the hero looks far worse. So if you can win the lane, either to better play or better hero matchups, then it completely changes your game, because Seb doesn't have to go jungle now. He gets to continue getting Greedful Street Gold in the lane. He's going to transition this into much faster items than we've seen every other offlane Alchemist.
Topson, he's looking for anyone left here. iNSaNiA's already going to try to teleport out, and this tower is just... Oh, but they teleport up the Sand King. They're all waiting in position here. Got the dust. They'll jump over onto No-Tail immediately, but the silence coming out here. Looks like Taiga gonna try to use that Shadow Realm, buy a little bit more time. The roll coming out though here from Topson. And Taiga's still buying more time. He eventually does go down. Mid one joining in the top push as well. This is a very aggressive OG coming up here to this top lane. So that double damage, of course, from Topson. Mid one, think about doing that tree dance. He's looking for iNSaNiA. Hasn't quite managed to find him yet, but they have a good idea where he is, because he eventually shows, here's Saksa, gets the lift off, right back over here to mid one. He's gonna start clicking away, they'll throw out a stun just to boot, and this is looking like it's iNSaNiA.
Putting a lot of effort trying to take tier 1 tower, but Liquid recognizing that it's important that it stays alive. If it goes down, it's gonna allow OG to be aggressive, it's gonna be harder to gank heroes like Alchemist. Now switches to the safe lane, still at 17 net worth, and he is working on an axe. Ogre Club is picked up.
miCKe, is he gonna be able to make it out alive? They had a really nice sentry down. Dream Coil does get used, but the Boundless lands over onto miCKe. Hop down here, coming down from the Monkey King. Mid one looking, but iNSaNiA, he teleports right back in again. Mid one, it's hard to get your hands on this puck. He's just gonna be able to up around here. So they get a nice stun off over here onto No-Tail. They'll drop the sentry board, but he's taking a lot of damage. They were trying to get that neutral creep denial, but they're not gonna get it.
Pick up for sure. Almost killing Puck, but he gets out. Very crucially, he silenced Topson as he started his roll. He wasn't able to put the Remnant down in time.
This is looking like a dead iNSaNiA. Got the stick charge. Well, he makes him work for it, but eventually Topson does collect a kill on Taiga now. Is forced back. Topson throwing out the stone. Sidestep coming out here from Taiga. Still sidestep, and he's got his dancing shoes. This is a tricky little fairy here. Circling around, but eventually mid one after that long chase. They're still chasing each other, as they do find a kill on qojqva in the bottom lane.
That's a massive kill there. Level 7 doesn't have any points in Savage Roar or True Form, so once they get on top of him, yeah, he's very killable here. Seb now 3, 1, and 3 skill build, 3 points in Greedful's Greed. His farm rate is looking pretty solid. He's basically tied for top net worth. Mid one almost has his Maelstrom completed. That's not true. He's got 1,000 gold away. But once he gets Maelstrom and an Axe pick, his farm rate's going to accelerate in a huge way.
Oh, and he's hunting. Oh no, he's trapped in here with mid-one iNSaNiA. He's trying to find any sort of moves that he can make, trying to run away, but mid-one, yeah, those trees aren't gonna help you. Look, we even get the little bit of the bounce time here, and down he goes.
Feels like he's just had heroes on top of him for the last 5 minutes. Very difficult for him to stabilize things, but I mean their tower is still pretty healthy on the top lane, 800 HP. It's not the worst, but Liquid definitely wants to be up-tempo in this match, and right now they are not looking like they're in control. Replay here.
See who's trapped
the taunt.
Yeah, look at this. iNSaNiA's like, no, please, please. And
Radiant's
mid-one
middle
just gives him the
tower is
old
under
bounce,
attack.
and then snack. Look at that
Always
smile.
having fun.
Having a great time.
He's shaking his whole game.
Yeah, he's laughing so
hard.
hard. It's always nice to see Vid happy. I feel like he has a very wholesome. Taiga on here though. Oh, these stones right on the mark. This is not looking great for Taiga, but the teleports are coming out in mass. The roll coming out from Topson. He really wants this kill. He's just gonna find it, but he might have gone just a bit too far because there are multiple heroes here. They even used the Dream Coil to boot. Boxi just using the Sandstorm. Gets the kill here. qojqva will happily collect on that, and no tail. Not quite level 6 just yet. Is
Radiant's courier
converging here.
has
They'll
been
take
killed.
down the courier.
The big one. Oh.
That was
He's
the
almost
call.
6.
Dire's top
It'll be
tower
okay.
is under
Abaddon will
attack.
still hit 6 too, but and crucially, Arcane Rune up on Puck in that game too, so he's still gonna have Dream Coil up pretty soon here. Tempo up here.
This is such a scrappy game. See, mid-one being very aggressive. He's already
Radiant's
top lane, going
bottom
crush down.
tower
Oh, but
is
we
under
have our
attack.
first Aghanim Scepter completed.
Dire's top tower is under
That
attack.
is actually so fast.
That-
I feel like I just looked at him. He was like 2,000 gold away, and it's just
Dire's top tower.
Well, where's the
Triple
pressure
three.
on Seb at this point?
well, it's too late basically. The pressure that comes on Alchemist is when you beat him in lane like the first 5 minutes. If that doesn't happen, then yes, you can farm insanely fast. All right, he does end up giving it to miCKe, so let's see the first engagement. This is going to be huge for OG when they fight.
Such a nice present. It's always nice when you get presents. This is not looking good though here for Stan. Okay, they turn it back around over to Topson. They've got the bed. Looks like they'll be able to take down Topson. They go in again. They take down mid-one before he can even do anything here. Now Seb, he's forced to run away. miCKe taking a lot of damage. iNSaNiA looks like he's just gonna teleport on out. qojqva just watches from the cliff and is like, all right, they got it. They're handling it. I'm gonna go back to farming.
Keep in mind, guys, that the net worth calculation comes into play for how much gold you get. So mid-one having 9,000, almost 10,000 net worth at this point is part of the reason that miCKe got 427 gold from that kill, despite the fact that like everybody on Liquid was there. So there it is, off-lane Alchemist, guys.
Man, I have a feeling this is going to be the flip-flopping game for you, where you're going to be like, this looks really good, you should get it. This is why you don't want to buy this Boxi.
Like, he jumps in, he almost ulties, he realizes that's not going to be very good. You could basically, I mean, instantly gets ultied. They put all their magic damage on him. He died really fast then.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got like a BKB or something in that moment. It'd look okay, but they forced the fight a little too hard, so you can maybe blame OG's initiation in that circumstance. They can also Roche with this. He's going to do the cheese, and near Roshan, getting all the little clones spawns, and then this is going to end up forcing Liquid to react. That's very good with Roche.
They know they're in the pit. This is a bit risky in my opinion. I guess when you've got this lone druid that just wants to push the entire time, it's not the worst idea, but be so careful. In fact, though, if they get this pick off over on iNSaNiA, I'm sure you're pretty happy. They jumped in and they get the kill on Seb. No tail. Gotta just pop that ultimate here as he's just... Wait, they're not even gonna be able to finish this road. They drop down that Wukongs, but Boxi, he's just so mobile. He can just run away to get a steal off though here on Saksa. Violence comes out, they'll be able to get the kill on Boxi now. They need to get back.
Few bear the
I mean,
weight.
it should be theirs. Like, that was decent for Liquid. They kill Alchemist. Not that he has much net worth, so it wasn't probably that great in this circumstance. But Roshan killed him. Okay, great for OG. Roshan killed Seb in that engagement actually. So pretty good for OG then. They finish Roche. They'll continue pressuring. qojqva's still farming pretty well. It's the net worth chart just looks hard to realize anything anymore. It's all messed up because Alch, but. Now
Dire's middle tower
this pretty quick with this close. They will defend.
A tribute to my house.
Boxi trying his best here just to clean up, dropping the sandstorm. Got some puck solutions that they're throwing out. They're just trying really hard to protect this tower.
Radiant's top tower is under
Very
attack.
important. When that tower dies, they're just gonna be able to. I know it's like
Oh, dear.
power of Alchemist. This is gonna look. I do like Sub's transitioning it though. He built Medallion after giving the Ags. Now he's queuing up Blink Dagger. I've tried Blink and Medallion before, and it works pretty good. Because it's going to
Radiant
amplify your
are
unstable
scanning.
concoction damage, and it helps make unstable concoction better. But there are some weaknesses, mainly that whenever you do want to stun, you have to wait like 4 seconds to go in. And against top teams, it's going to be really difficult because a lot of times they will react, or you'll miss your stun timing. Blink will definitely facilitate a lot. Looks like it's dead over here though.
Yeah, it looks like he's just a little too far out here. He's gonna try to teleport. They don't really have anything to go into this one, so never mind, they did the ditches. Don't last quite long enough, so iNSaNiA fall.
That level 1 Sprout, only 3-second duration. But goodbye OG to have it's already sentried and dewarded. Sentry dewarded, that is. It's very common for prophets to tee on that cliff there and to work down, so kill. Boxi, kind of interesting items too. We went boots of travel with Hood here. Kind of opting for the I'm gonna walk in and stun them method basically. Now he's going Eternal Shrouds. So his whole goal here is to just get tanky and to stand and defend towers. Because if they fight into him, he's gonna start getting 20% lifesteal from his sandstorm damage, which is gonna give him, 25 to 30 PP per hero once he gets level 15 especially.
With me.
Well, he does kind of have to be that tanky person on the map right now, though. The bear and Lone Druid, they will tank up quite a bit, but it's going to be a little bit longer that's happening. But I guess when you have so many initiators, right, that you can really afford to be doing that. You don't have to worry about the blink.
Yeah, you can. So basically, OG needs to take the tier 1 tower. The one downside of the lineup right now is they very much have like a 1-core lineup because Alk is not going semi-carry, and the Earth Spirit is not really going to transition as rapidly either. So if Liquid Death Ball's okay and gets relatively farmed, their damage is going to be a little bit more diversified, and therefore they just need to deal with miCKe King at the start of the fight if possible. Have like the best chain stuns, but like Burrow Strike into Terrorize, for example, is a great way to like kill a core hero that has. miCKe King doesn't have one just yet, that's still working on it, but they want to take this tower.
He did pick up Blink over on the Alk now. Boxi showing himself. Actually, has to be very, very careful. Throw down the stun, Burrow striking away. Slow down Boxi. They have silence. Taiga rearing up here does get the fear off, but not going to be enough because they still find that kill.
Doesn't quite get on. And now the tower's almost returned dead. So even with Alk in this area, he is in with the team now with his Blink Dagger ready to go and a DD cover. One other thing about the offlane Alk, you can get the potion from the Agnum Shard. A nice dispel, really useful against Bramble Maze or just picking up miCKe King when he hits the throwing high ground later on. So things are looking okay for OG.
Radiant's top tower is
qojqva.
under attack.
The bear spotting everyone here.
He got spotted there. He still had 4 seconds till he got stunned, so it wasn't bad.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Man, Rubick just loves Burrow Strike. It is such a good spell for him to steal.
Burrow Strike is like one of the best abilities in ability draft, meaning that it is like by its skill itself, by far one of the best abilities you can steal. Plus he gets cast range on, and it does more damage. It's like the best ability to steal. And like Fissure.
Fissure's got changed around a little bit. It's still pretty much good.
Excellent.
Yeah. Definitely rivaling a little bit, but they do finally take the mid tower while this is going on, so it opens up the map quite a bit here now. For OG.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We haven't seen qojqva at all, right? He's just been busy farming, hasn't been showing up these engagements. He's got to hit a certain threshold.
It's going lost minus armor this game. It can be pretty effective against most of the heroes on OG. The miCKe King's gonna have decent armor, obviously, but the rest of the heroes are pretty vulnerable to minus armor. And it looks like they are finally looking to fight. They pop a smoke on the Liquid side and they're moving over. They're tier 2.
Quite a few BKBs going to be delivered soon. To the side of OG, but they're looking.
Tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tower goes down. Gonna back off here. Feels like they are. I can see the teleport. They're going to the top lane now. iNSaNiA. Oh, iNSaNiA. They always know where you are. They always see the roll forward. The stun. Now he's down, but maybe he can make something something happen over at mid when he's up the double damage. I don't think you want to fight into this. But it's just very good positioning. Although Boxi going around the other side. He's hoping maybe he can get the jump. It's just spot out Topson, so they'll go. They use the stream point, but it's the BKB just finished, has just been delivered here. This is not looking great for miCKe. Willow's coming out here, trying to buy enough time, but he's... It is no... Go down.
On there by mid one.
Let's go a bit too far, though. A lot of damage coming out from the side of Liquid. They'll take advantage of that. They'll kill him, but they'll find the kill on Boxi. It looks like they'll take down Taiga, too.
Well, that's a conceding fight win. That was basically Topson rolling in, balancing on a couple important heroes, saying King had to delete his initiation, and they put their boats on the back foot. monkeyking had already used his ulti, he'd already used his BKB, I believe, but it didn't matter at that point. Just getting straightforward for Liquid to be taking all these fights. That's not worth the advantage.
But they're on the bear forward here, trying to get some of these creeps out of the way. But the tower is, of course, just getting chonked down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they'll respect it. Off
The
side of
seeds of
OG.
fortune.
It feels like basically the reason OG is winning, from my perspective, is the fast upticks on monkeyking gives them so much. Being able to trip towers here. Another kill.
Oh, every time he shows, he's just always dead.
Yeah, he does get killed a lot. But basically, it gives them huge. They gave them Roche capabilities that they wouldn't have had. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. There's always fights.
There are indeed always fights happening. Waiting there. Okay, well they'll try to fight here over on the mid one, but they do have detection here, so Boxi will fall.
What's the opposite of regicide?
Though he's chasing after Taiga. Does have the Shadow Realm though. Looks like fine. Drops monkeys on his way, passing out.
No fights. Yeah, that's
His bow just on the ground there. Is anybody gonna pick that up? He's in a litter. Hello? No kill?
Illusion.
There we go. All right.
Trying to figure out who wants it. But yeah, they just really helped them accelerate the game. That Roche is insanely fast, obviously. His ability to solo take towers is huge, and not only does he have the clones, they also deal an impressive amount of damage having the Maelstroms. So putting these two items together is really like made mid a much more formidable hero. But ultimately, winning the lanes was the key to it. Gave Seb more net worth than normal and helped him channel the Ags into the Monkey Master. He basically mid 1-1 is convincingly, and he got an and Seb won his lane also. Like either of those two lanes had to go bad for OG, for Liquid to have a much better. But unfortunately, they like went slightly negative or weak in two of those lanes.
I mean, the game's not over yet. Yeah, there's a possibility here for Liquid. Perk's nervous. He don't want to see the Alchemist win here.
I mean, like I said, I think it's definitely kind of a situation.
Well, I mean, OG is one of those teams that if anyone's gonna make it happen, it's probably gonna be them or Secret. But they'll go and they'll jump over onto Seb and isolate him from the rest of the team, take advantage of it.
There's their perfect initiative. Bro strike into
Dire's top tower is under
stable
attack.
follow. That was the last. But in the meantime, more towers dying. SNY's up on one taking now to reduce any display. It does affect him.
Dire's top
Increase
tower has fallen.
movement speed, all this good stuff. Regen. Just going Scotty next.
Oh, they spot out mid one. Immediately find stuff. Follow though from Boxi as they go and they get the fade bolt off. They run with BKB chasing after the bear here. Right, but just dragging it out. Taiga over on the back lines. Already popped the BKB over onto Topson. Boxi. And Taiga's opening here. Doesn't think there's finds the strike over onto mid one. They'll follow up with the terror. And they'll hold him into place with the Dream Coil. They're going through. No, mid one too powerful. They get kill on Taiga. They take down Boxi. And qojqva Saksa coming in here. miCKe needs to be so careful. Don't go back, but it doesn't matter. It's a triple kill.
Dire's middle barracks
Darn good
are
there
under
for
attack.
Liquid. They were able to waste monkeyKing's ultimate. They reinitiated, but unfortunately the split from OG was just too effective. Watch Boxy's looking to line up
Radiant's
at least
middle
two heroes
tower
here on the
is under
first strike.
attack.
He only catches one. It looks bad for him. The Terrorize is perfect with the Dream Coil. It's going to break only on one of them, though. It ran out pretty quick, the Terrorize, on the monkeyking, and he ends up just having too much damage, and No Tail keeps him alive on the back line. Kill.
That stolen waning rift is so much too coming out from Saksa.
Ult is real good for a lot of these heroes.
It is, but it did just get, it got nerfed too, right?
It does like 30 less damage. It's not that bad. definitely matters a little bit, but
No silence, like you said. That is very, very important. But yeah, look at this. Mid one just a carousel over here in the Roche pit. He's like using Roshana's Babe holes. He surround, throws down a funky, and will hit himself easily. He just
yeah, but like that's what's so strong about this. It basically turns him into an Ursa in terms of Roche taking capability. And he had it way earlier than normal, which means that Roche hasn't had time to get strong since, as you guys know, Roche gets stronger slowly over time as the game progresses. So if you increase your timing that you can pressure Roche, it completely changes things in terms of how much damage you're dealing and how much tempo you can set. So just allowed OG to hit this like crazy good timing, and since then, Alex buying just team fight items. Go for fight next. Really like the choices.
oh, it's a nice strike opening up. miCKe jumping forward, taking that foil, and they get the snap over on one. Going back in though, Dane has already got taken down by Topson. He's not there for the fight though. Already used DreamLeague, they've used the terror rifle. They managed to get the stun off over onto Boxi. Buyback now from Taiga. They're not really to give up this whole set of racks just yet. On the side of Liquid. Forward again.
Alive.
They're looking. They want to try to get the jump on mid one step though. Jumping forward, stuns with the Dark Willow, but be fine. Nice burrow strike again. Cross get as much damage as possible, but it seems very difficult to take down mid one here. It's got a lot of healing being thrown out. Maybe they can finally take down Seb here. The roll forwards are coming out from Topson. So looks like Seb's gonna actually be able to walk away from this engagement. Back
Radiant's
off.
bottom tower is under attack.
Such a good job covering each other. I'm very surprised Seb didn't die there, but definitely the big danger now. Sometimes you just swing yourself, and then opponents can punish you really heavily. But if you're still playing together really well.
Back. And they'll find the kill on No. They're trying to poke here. Mid one, using his ultimate. There's gonna be root over here onto Topson. Boxi getting into the city here. Topson's gonna be able to roll on out, but mid one is managing with Taiga. Taiga does get taken down. The BKB over on mid one, helping to ensure that. It is just grabs left and right. Topson has a double damage. Boxi though going in, but over on the back line. He's got the jump over onto qojqva. Can they finish on Topson? No, he's got the cheese. He's gonna go right back and get the kill on Boxi. Turn around over onto Seth. Still all look. They're trying to manage here with mid one. He does have that Aegis. Can they do? Can they take him down one? Yes, they can. Can they do it a second time? Topson, he's coming back in. Still has a double damage on him. They've used a lot of their resources here for him. Not sure if they'll be able to do it again here. They jump forward. Boxi looking for something. They get the stun off. They've already get the trees. He can't get out. qojqva hoping that this bear is going to be able to do something. Do you get the root up? miCKe still alive. Trying to go and click away. They've had the essence. Can they take down this monkey? It's looking like they will.
Huge.
What a hole. Topson now running for his life. No longer has the double damage. Already used the cheese. Rolling on out. And it looks like they're going to let him walk away this time.
Very scared for qojqva there. Had to keep his bear alive because if he died there, he'd be no bear for 60 seconds, as good as dead. But balances things really well. And basically what happened was OG disengages, but they had people TP and show on the bot tier 2. And as a result, Liquid moved into an area that they had some vision in, and they were able to force this fight and take this like segmented 5v2, 5v3, getting kills. They're still really far behind in that worth 16k, but it does show that they can't control the Monkey King. Even Sprout is really helpful there. At dealing with Monkey King and preventing him from getting some crucial kills.
Alright, well, Seb back up on the map. He's got his eyes on yet another Abaddon stuff. Factory is open, but miCKe and Taiga don't really want that factory to be opened just yet. Can they put enough damage off on Seb though? Yes, they can, because they'll follow up here with Boxi, and they use that whip on himself. Seb trying to run away. Not looking good for him as miCKe comes in hot, gets the kill. Topson over here on the side, he is smoked up, but he doesn't want to deal with what they have.
Took some doing, but they got him. Pipe definitely giving him some tankiness. Big gold pick up there from miCKe now, 400 gold towards him. Everyone's happy. Taiga's almost got Ags himself, 600 gold away from that. Ceremonial Robo, excellent against the enemy squad to lower the magic resistance that they have. They have quite a bit of magic coming from Liquid side. That was great. And almost got an ace picked up and grabs an Orb of Destruction. Perfect item for Lone Druid when he's got Desto and AC on the way. It's going to be really heavy fine.
A little bit of tree time here on the top lane. Mid one and iNSaNiA just kind of dodging each other off of the side.
Okay. So line picks up a Maelstrom. He's going shift, right click stuff. Because of his their one core lineup, they don't want to just be one core, so he's getting this hybrid right click, which will be effective. He's also queuing up here too. Very
Ooh, mid one, popping the BDK. He knows that time's not a realm available anymore. So, they'll get a nice pick off, and they get a nice steal with the Cursed Crown.
Okay. Going Primal Spring Edge. Split pushing across the map. These Greater Treants, not quite the terrors they were. Second, like 40% slower now, so it just isn't quite the same, but...
Something had to be done, though. They were ridiculous.
Something
oh, iNSaNiA. Oh, the peekaboo they got going on. Well, maybe? No, not with Cursed Crown then, too.
Tried his best. Tried to break the trees, didn't get it. But did buy out before he died, so doesn't lose input. He wanted to do a great job pushing the map, like you reads his opponents. He saw the tree spawn, so he's like, I know he's going to be over here somewhere. Ends up running into him, and that could give OG a little moment of pressure. It's a little hard for them to get grabs. So again, Alchemist in this moment is not as safe as a lot of other teams, but this will work.
Yeah, they'll set up from top with the Glimmer Cape. They need to go get the kill to miCKe. BKB getting the Topson on top of it. Up for a moment though, mid one waiting patiently over here. His ultimate, they need to go and drag him out. They're not going to be able to box. He is going to go down.
Get the bear out at least. This is a little bit rough all of a sudden. Big triple stun, the Saksa instant lift into the rolling up thunder into the stun. Worked out. Now they're taking second.
They're just ripping down these buildings, and it looks like they're on the hunt. The roll forward yet again. miCKe, though, time of the stun follow up from one is almost every single time. Gets up. miCKe is going to make it out. The S-string is going to be... They go. They're going to try. See if they get the snap. They get the snap out. Over on several here, but Taiga, he's not looking too healthy. qojqva also having to run. Oh, gets stabbed. Taiga also goes down. Get anything else with it, Wrath of Nature popping off here.
They definitely don't force anything if they don't have to. They're still down 2 heroes. A lot of team fight control. I think it's just a second Rex, no problem. OG would see it's like for a third one. I assume they'll slow things down at the moment.
I don't know, mid one's looking. It felt like he was considering. If anybody came close enough there, he was ready to dive back on and again.
I think the big difference maker now is that mid one's picked up his coffee now, so he's getting a huge slow against the lone Druid bear. The bear felt a lot less mobile in that last fight. His net worth is insane. 25,000 net worth here. I'd like to keep in mind 4K this was only out, so he's just been playing really good ever since getting this net worth advantage. Being able to artificially effectively inflate his net worth is giving him so much control over the game. Really good players are going to be able to use this.
Well, it just works out so well, right? The fact that, you know, we talked about how both the lanes went very well for one, also went well for sub. And then he is playing this hero that is super aggressive pretty early on. One also just loves to play aggressive. So I just felt like the stars aligned for this particular draft so far. Again, not saying that it's over. It's definitely hard for Liquid right now, but I've seen them do a thing or two where they've surprised everybody.
First builds Topson.
Oh, that's oh, but the immediate find over here onto Boxi is just absolutely eradicated so quickly. Here's though over here onto Seb. Topson does have that BKB as over those. Taiga is forced to push them away. Seb getting chased after here by qojqva. Got the bear. qojqva trying to get a little bit of the follow up with a nice, and they go and they use the dream for the snap at the stolen. Looks so darn good here. qojqva, he's taking so much harass here from Topson. qojqva is trying to run away. Oh no, mid one jumps on the screen. He's gonna jump right down again, and down goes qojqva.
Really hard for Liquid when saying he's the guy that gets gone on. If he doesn't get his sandstorm down, good luck. But they keep doing these instant lifts. Saksa jumping in, lifting him. They have disable follow-up consistently, and it's making it way too hard for him to survive. If he's playing maybe a tankier hero, this is a little different, but either got to initiate or not get initiated on.
God, did you see the way that Edwin was hunting miCKe there? That was very scary. The way that Saksa and Topson are also just lining up all of these initiations is absolutely... It is so hard for Boxi because it is so important for him. Well, they do manage to jump here onto the Alchemist, but look at this. This one's going to be able to follow up here. A bit of damage coming out of Boxi, but not nearly enough. So Taiga goes down. They've got dust. Boxi off in the corner doesn't quite manage to land it. Got feeling very spoopy right now. We get the Abyssal Blade picked up now for Topson. This is going to be the last Set of buildings here. The left from Saksa. He's got the stolen dream coil. Puck trying to just buy a little bit more time. Right on the edge here. He's gonna go try to hide, not be able to land those stuns this time around. Although Topson, he was looking for it. He's hoping he could grab it. Back to reinitiate here. They don't have the dart for another 17 seconds.
Dire's top
Boxi doesn't
tower
have that ultimate either. No epicenter available. Try to push back mid one here. Managed to do a little bit. You have to be so incredibly careful the way that they approach this. Here coming out from Boxi. He's got the spider leg. There it is. There's that fifth blade we talked about. They immediately lift up and they'll take out Boxi. No buyback on the City. It's a really nice dream coil. They do manage to get the snap off with the Taiga. So be able to take down Top mid one. He's still perfectly fine here. So he doesn't drop the open qojqva. He's totally alone. He doesn't have anybody else over in this corner just yet. But Boxi coming right in again. Has the spider legs. He'll jump over onto that. Spot it outside. They'll be able to get a kill on the Rubick. Who can they grab? Look at the no-tail also next to Fall. Can they grab anyone else? Look at he's hunting. He wants. They don't see him at the tree line though. He's able to blink up and go and teleport away. Oh, Bear, does it spot him? No, it doesn't.
Dire are scanning.
Okay. They did get megas, but they got some term kills, so a little time on the map. They can take Roche this at least, and iNSaNiA is going to pressure the tier 2s. That opens up shrines. They can probably back to mid tier 1, so this is a decent moment for them, despite the fact that they've been mega creeps here. Yeah, the refresher shard, no ags for them unfortunately, but could be good. They're coming back, uncontested.
They have a double damage on miCKe. iNSaNiA, their sprouts a little late. They know that he's over there. They'll drop the bramble maze. Mid one waiting patiently, has to deliver paved down. They do have sentry. They spot out Taiga almost immediately though with the stun. They'll take down the dark Willow. It's not looking great for Boxi. He's got his own plus though. Coming out, they'll turn back around. Can they get the kill over here onto Saksa? There's a thing going on the other side of the pit. So yeah, they'll take down Saksa. He was getting jumped on over here by Seth, but they have so many trees, they're just gonna hold them all to places. He's not looking good for the out. He is gonna go down, and Roshan not gonna hold it. Oh, the beautiful burst. Mid one, he's got the BKB. He's trying to man, but can't switch. He's dead. And this belongs to Liquid.
I get the. He didn't want to give us the enemy team, but that was a dieback for Saksa here. They ended up killing the miCKe. It's net worth really here. And yeah, they do have to deal with mega creeps, but I mean, iNSaNiA can summon 2 of his own every 8 seconds. So I mean, maybe it's not that. They're having some push issues. Taiga trying to slow things down top, but he is not the best split pusher. But they're definitely having some struggles here. Game's not over.
The game is never over when you're playing against Liquid. Let's be really honest here, Purge.
True.
That's why there's such a fun team to watch. Like, both these teams are just excellent teams to watch.
Mouse from Supply and iNSaNiA as well, close to Mjolnir, so that'll give him a lot of ability to split push side lanes. Downside, obviously, he absolutely has to commit his hero to it. And iNSaNiA also really good at split pushing side lanes, so they definitely have some lane pushers here. Well, refresher shard on qojqva was excellent.
I mean, BSJ has said this the entire DPC. Felt like this is the meta where you have to have lane shove. And if you don't have lane shove, you're in a lot of trouble.
Certainly is the case when mega creeps are on the map, is definitely right there about that. All right, they're pressuring the lane. Lane pretty pushed up.
Goes the bear here.
He got an Ags just now, I think.
Well,
they gave it to No-Tail. Okay, Ags from Seb towards No-Tail. He can turn on his ulti. He's just gonna start power healing his whole team. Every time they take 525 damage, they get a miss spell. He also got the missile talent, so yeah, they take 500 damage, they get healed for 300. That's pretty good.
It's excellent. It's gonna allow them to survive longer in the fights. 10k net worth lead at about 38 minutes or so into the game. A lot of action this time. Enjoying the smoke coming out from the side of Liquid. Getting a tree. Opening to be able to go. They jump over on. Fairly tricky though, but the immediate follow up here coming out from qojqva. This one leaps on it. Finds the opening. They'll go. They'll take down the just over back lines though. You can see that this is not looking great from qojqva. He's trying to just get away the bear. And just sending out the fear. Forward again, coming out from Boxi. Lands over on the 3 Topson though with the kickback over onto qojqva. They'll follow up. Can they take down the Sand King? They're jumping after iNSaNiA as well. He goes, he throws up the trees. Is it gonna be enough? No, he's gonna fall. Boxi just left behind. Nice terrorize though coming out from Taiga. The finds kill onto Topson. No-Tail. He's now all alone, and there's so many dangerous things in these woods you don't want to have to deal with. He also will fall.
That's pretty big. 3 dead heroes, no buyback. They bought back on Taiga, but other than that, it was just on that got burned at the start of the fight. So they got to push out lanes again. Certainly going to cause some issues here, but not looking too bad.
I mean, they did end up to use the cheats over on Boxi, but I mean, he's so integral to this part. Like, you can have a fight without him. And he's very important being able to shut out the lanes as well.
Items, almost Abyssal Blade on the lone Druid too. All the bounties except for one going to the dire side as well, so it's not going to accelerate step quite as this is one of the downsides as well. The Alch is like once you start losing map control, your items just don't come nearly as fast. If you have fourth advantage, you're getting all the bounty runes, like you 3 massive items for your team. But with winning these fights like this game can absolutely be won by them. They're only at a 10k disadvantage the last 2 fights, last 3 fights. Just giving them a lot of net worth they can use to push out waves and in these engagements against the solo 4 lineup. Like Topson just can't do as much as a core Earth Spirit. He's bought these like fighting skills and items. He's got Abyssal Blade for himself here, which is great for trying to lock down the important heroes to burst on like Puck to pull chain stuns. But if they keep those heroes alive, it's a little hard for OG to win once they don't all get engaged in the multi-king multi.
Well, I mean, our observers were showing us the probability win rate, and it only said 6%. Oh, 5% now for the dire. But Liquid is one of those teams, to steal a favorite phrase of mine, never tell me the odds.
I think it's higher than 5, honestly. It's got to be higher than 5. I'd say like 10 or 15 at least.
Really?
Like,
all right.
Like I would have said 5 I don't know, before the last fight, personally. But these are top tier teams. They're going to deal with mega creeps better. They're likely to make less mistakes. I don't know. I'd say it's higher than 5. But just to win 8 more fights and it's over. You know, that's it.
Hey, I mean,
Probably
let's be fair, Purge.
Like
Whenever you and I are casting, we get the plus 60-minute game. This is entirely possible.
It is. Yeah, good for the record books.
And
then I personally, I hope Liquid wins. That way, I can say offline Alch is still bad. That's all I care about right now. Obviously, the reason they're gonna lose is it's been really effective.
Now, I do like the fact that Rubick has to go unbox. He's spotting out. They spied mid one immediately. I'm not sure they were supposed to take the fight though. They go and they use that. Just immediate. Hold on just a little bit longer, miCKe. Oh, getting lifted up. This is not looking good for the Vegas. He is gonna go down. Maybe getting burned. One qojqva's bear goes down. He is at the lonely some Druids. They follow up by that coming out now from the puck. qojqva, he's just oh no, he goes down. He just getting silenced up over onto the back lines. He's trying to break some ankle here. Can he find the opening? No, he's still in the shadow realm. They're spending a lot of time to take down this. With a beautiful empty scissor and a perfect, but this is more than that. Boxi trying to buy a bit more time. No, down he goes. Again, I'll roll aside. Now it's not looking great from the stage. They roll forward. They go. They take him down. And I guess Dota Plus is correct because it was an uphill battle. And it's not going to go the way Liquid is going to go.
All right. Well, congrats to them. Got a little parry at the end, but I'm sure they still felt confident. Liquid fighting back really well the last couple engagements. But OG showing how the strat works. You